Hello everyone, and this is Steven, and for today's video what we're going to talk about is how to increase your high ticket closing rate. Now, in order to make that happen, there are going to be three things that we all need to go over, right? That will help you to get there. Number one is to review your recordings. The reason you want to review them is because there are going to be things that perhaps you didn't notice when you were doing a call or when you're in a sales role play. So I'll say, for example, let's say that a person was acting or was real, but they're acting a little sick, right? You'll see that happen. But you matched your tone and you didn't quite increase your voice high enough, so now you're probably losing interest. But if you didn't have record the video and watch it, you wouldn't have noticed it. So reviewing your recording is a great way to go into your video with a little bit more depth and be able to notice more things so that you know how to be increasing your high ticket closing rate. The second thing that you want to go over, right, is to make sure you get all the necessary information in a good amount of time. As closers, we do need to pay attention to how much time we are spending. So for example, let's say if I was doing a high ticket sales education course, I'll probably ask some questions like, how much are they earning per month? What they currently do, how long have been doing that type of work for? What kind of relationships do we have? It could be business partners, it could be their family members, and how they make decisions. And as you're asking this information, right, you want to talk about one topic at a time. Make sure you get all the information that you need. And one of the key questions I do like to ask is, why is it important for them to act now, right? And how long have, again, this where they're wanting to change something, whatever that may be. So those are some of the questions and things that I look for, right, when I'm getting all the necessary information. And then, of course, once you get all the necessary information, goes into number three, right? And is to really dig down into the pain. So let's say, for example, somebody who does, high ticket closing, they're not able to, let's say, they're getting all these objections, right? They don't know how to handle it, and their pain, as you get from getting the necessary information, right? You find out that they don't know how to ask the right questions, right? And so that's their pain. They've been not being able to do this for a couple months and just not very frustrated not being able to do so, right? So some of the questions that you can ask when it comes down to pain. So let's say in this case, they're having a tough time, figuring out the pain and digging into it. One of the questions I like to ask is, why don't you just keep on doing what you've been doing? Right, so that builds a little interest. That kind of question, which I call like a reverse psychology question, is to see if they're truly serious about solving this problem. Some other questions I like to ask is, what they're gonna do if nothing changes with what they're currently doing. So what you're really asking is figuring out, okay, if they keep doing the same thing they've been doing, what's going to happen? And then of course, how does that make you feel? Or if they're more thinkers, right? What do they think about it? Right? So you're getting to reflect on what are the consequences if they keep staying where they're wanting to be. So those are some of the questions I ask when it comes down to digging for pain and getting to realize that, how bad things truly are, or perhaps not. So that's why we ask these questions. If you'd like more tips on how to increase your high ticket closing rate, put it in the comments down below and let me know what is that you want to know, or any other future videos that I can make. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and notification button as well, so you know when the next video comes out. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.